Do you take this woman as your lawful wedded wife?
Ooh, yeah! Oh,
Place the ring on her finger and repeat after me. With this ring, I thee wed.
Hello and welcome to With This Ring, episode 43. I'm your co-host Ryan Everett.
I'm your co-host Cindy Everett.
And today we will continue our look back at 1998 WWF, and as is the season, we will be looking at WrestleMania 14.
Absolutely.
Yep. So, as always, I want to do the little catch-up on everything going on. So,
okay.
Since it's WrestleMania, I think I'll set it for 4 minutes.
Okay.
So just a quick update on everything going on. All right, starting now.
Who's updating, me or our listeners, or who's this updated?
Mainly you.
Okay, all right. I'm good
so,
at that. Sorry.
Going into, like, what we last saw was The Undertaker came back.
Oh, yeah.
So he's going to be facing
Cleveland.
Kane. Yes. And Steve Austin now knows that Mike Tyson will be the special outside enforcer.
Mm-hmm.
It's a match against Shawn Michaels, but he's also joined DX, so there's problems there. And then in the other matches, The Rock and Ken Shamrock have still been feuding kind of since the Royal Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
Just Ken Shamrock keeps getting non-title win matches. So now it's finally set up that we'll have a match at WrestleMania, and the stipulation is if The Rock gets DQ'd or counted out, he will lose the title.
Okay.
Usually you can't lose.
That's true.
That way. And then the New Age Outlaws and Cactus Jack and Chainsaw Charlie have been feuding ever since, Outlaws tried to kill them in a dumpster.
Yep.
And due to that, they're having a dumpster match. Which,
like we talked about, it's a coffin match.
Yes, it's a casket match with a dumpster
casket
instead of a casket. Which makes sense. I mean, wouldn't make sense for them to have coffins. Dumpster is much more logical.
As much sense as 1998 wrestling can make.
And then, as we went on, we had Triple H against Owen Hart for the European title. And since China was always getting involved, Triple H's matches, she was going to be handcuffed to Sergeant Slaughter. Mm-hmm. And hoping that would negate her interference ability. And what else did we have? The light heavyweight match really didn't have any build-up. It was just kind of like, here's these two guys.
There. Yeah, I will say there's pretty good continuity.
Yeah.
Only watching what you're really filtering for me.
Right.
Kind of
and then also, Sable and Luna had been at each other's throats for a while.
Yeah.
They both wanted to be the queen bee, and Sable had enough eventually and started fighting with Luna. And
Sable doesn't really talk.
No, not too much. Just she kind of shrieks a lot, which isn't great.
Okay.
And then finally, they were having a 14-team battle royal, just to try and get everything settled. And the winners of that would get a tag title match in the future.
Yeah, that was the opening.
Yeah.
Well, the worst part of the.
Right? Oh yeah, we'll get to that.
Okay.
So to catch you up though on the Steve Austin, Shawn Michaels, and burgeoning Vince McMahon feud. Like the week after Mike Tyson joined DX, Austin was all pissed off and said that Vince knew it, and like ripped Vince's jacket. He was all upset. Then the next week they had an interview with Vince McMahon when Steve Austin was, conveniently not there that night. Mm-hmm. And they asked Vince McMahon if he wants Steve Austin to be the next champion. He said, "Oh hell no." Right. So they were building that up that Vince McMahon is against him going into it, and
basically Steve Austin's like the ultimate anti-hero.
Right. Yeah. And the corporate handpicked champ is Shawn Michaels, and
that tracks.
Yeah. All right, so got it all in. Yeah, I mean, Undertaker and Kane just had a couple of weeks where like they each did separate magic acts, including Kane like setting a guy on fire. The Undertaker would like show an effigy of Kane.
Well, I will say they showed the same clips over and over again.
Yeah, we did
There's
watch
a lot of
the
build-up.
preview show, so yeah. All right, yeah. So the main reason we watched the preview show, because
There's some good promos.
There's
with
some
Paul
great
Bearer.
promos. Yes, Paul Bearer is yelling as the lights go out, and
Yes.
there's a nice Triple H promo where Michael Cole keeps trying to get into the DX
that's
locker room the
right.
whole night. But also on there is the DX band
Oh my gosh.
performing, as the thing calls it, the new wave version of the
The
Star
new
Spangled Banner and America the Beautiful. And so it's hard to see, but
You can't like splice a clip in, can you?
I don't think so. No, it's
For
kind of
multiple
been
reasons.
scrubbed from.
Well, you saw it.
Yes.
We watched it. It's not completely scrubbed.
Yeah, there is a version of it. Maybe we'll play that as our outro music and
It was
get put on the
horrible.
CIA watch list or something. So it's so bad that
It's
it
awful.
is like,
Like, whose idea was this?
well, it was like the DX WrestleMania, so they were going to have their band play. But the thing is, it's so bad that it's like scrubbed. Like, it's supposed to be the start of the pay-per-view.
Okay.
Like, they've done this since then, where like they just have right away the national anthem or God Bless America, and then, or America the Beautiful, not God Bless America. But, and then it goes to like the opening promo
Gotcha.
and builds up. And here it goes, they sing it, and then it goes to the opening promo. But on the network version,
Oh,
and even
really?
the home video version,
Wow.
every version, it just goes straight to that opening promo. They were not pleased with the.
What did they do? Like a rehearsal, or did they
I
not realize it was
don't
going to
know.
happen?
They.
Like, what was this band thinking? Like, why didn't they just sing it like a crappy rock version?
Yeah, I
you
don't know. They decided to do their own thing, and
Gosh, it's horrible.
they were.
And the crowd was just like,
Yeah, the crowd is like, at first boos them because they're wearing DX shirts, and then like boos them because they're playing this horrible music.
right.
But they had already been promised to sing live for both Triple H and Shawn Michaels, so they couldn't like just fire them right there.
Gotcha. Was this like a real band, or was it just like? Wasn't one of the like the guitar players a writer? Or something?
Yeah, he was like the musician, but I think it was like,
Like signed a contract.
I think like some of them were like part of a local Stanford band, Connecticut band somewhere,
Gotcha.
and like were
Oh.
able to become like the house band, I think, for
Oh.
WWF.
Gotcha. Well, they were terrible.
Yes, well, the DX song itself is good. It's
Yeah, actually, I agree with that. I don't mind the DX song, but they clearly only know how to sing one style of music.
Yes.
So
not the
That's
new
nice.
wave version of America the Beautiful.
not even new wave.
Yeah, and it's just like him shrieking. The end is just like
Like a
shrieking,
scream.
America,
Yeah.
America. Break it down. All right, so
Okay,
anything
yeah.
else in the lead up, or
No, I
ready
just
to-
wrote down, the good promos. WTF is this band?
Yep.
Then
the
opening-
Chris Warren Band was the official name.
Well, Chris Warren, I hope you're ashamed of that person. Maybe he'll get a chance to redeem himself for WrestleMania this year.
Yes.
What's the 25th anniversary? Wait,
Yeah.
yeah, 25th
Maybe,
anniversary.
yeah.
So maybe
I
they'll
don't know.
say
Maybe they'll be the celebrity inductee into the Hall of Fame.
Oh no. As part of that, he gets to sing again.
Yes, he gets. That is his request.
But yeah, so the 30-person tag match was a little confusing. I just can't really tell what's going on.
So the big like surprise there is, like, they start introducing the guys during the pre-show and stuff, and just getting everyone out there. And then when they go to the pay-per-view itself, I think they have like two teams, and then the last team is the returning LOD,
Mm-hmm.
who had been out for like 6 weeks.
Oh, okay, that's not that long of a time. I guess.
Yeah, but they'd kind of been like falling apart for like the month before, like losing all their matches and
Gotcha.
losing their tag titles, so they were kind of on the downswing. But
This was a match. It was 30 people, but it was 15 teams. At two.
right, and anytime
if your
your
partner
partner
got
got thrown out, you were
Which
out.
some people did better.
Yeah, Mark Henry was in there for like an extra 8 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, that's okay.
It's an 8-minute match, and I think he was in there like the whole time.
Yeah.
But no, it's quick. They do this a lot at WrestleMania Battle Royals just to get everyone to get on there so they could all get a little bit of the payday.
Yeah, that's nice.
Which is good.
Do they get paid by the appearance then? Not-
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
it's very arbitrary, basically. It's Vince McMahon has the money and decides. But like, he had like his own little
right.
system where at least if you're on the show, you'll get something in.
That's nice.
For WrestleMania, it's gonna
and you want
have
the
a lot of
exposure
money.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah, I said not that great.
Yeah, not that good, but you know, you have the Legion of Doom win, so that pops the crowd and
Yeah.
it gets them
Yeah, that
happy.
kind of goes out on a high note.
Yeah.
Despite being kind of a hot mess of a match.
Right. And you have Sunny in her new attire.
Oh yeah, her like cave woman outfit.
Yeah, cave woman like meets Mad Max, sort of
Yeah.
dystopian.
Yeah, it's a little bizarre.
Because I mean, the Road Warriors are from like Mad Max
Okay.
era, so.
Gotcha.
And now they have hockey helmets. That's their big new thing.
Oh yes. Well, you gotta get a cheap prop somehow.
Yep.
So yeah, that was Gotta. I guess I wrote not that great, but I guess it ends with the crowd a little bit more hyped. So then it goes to the light heavyweight, which I said lots of good spots with them. I mean, some they didn't have a storyline, but these matches are always what I like to see the high flying, and I like to see the fast moves.
Yeah,
so
this is kind of.
I wouldn't want a whole show to be like this. But,
right, this was when they were trying to just let it happen, like just send the two guys out, have a great match. Don't worry about the storyline too much, because the storyline will always be about Brian Christopher
I was going to say about
wanting
Jerry
to
Lawler's son.
attack or something.
Yeah, so I said I'm more impressed with Anguilla, but Taco wins.
Yeah.
But yeah, Brian Christopher doesn't come out.
Yeah, well, he was in the Battle Royal, so he wasn't.
Oh, okay. Wasn't ready to go back ringside.
Yeah.
Ringside with Dad and talk smack.
Talk. Yeah, I mean, here he could get Japanese and Mexican jokes in, so he'd be loving it.
Gosh, yeah. Well, thankfully, that wouldn't have to. Weren't subjected to that again. Did that feud ever go anywhere, or just kind of?
It kind of petered out because Brian Christopher joins a tag team with Scott Taylor. They kind of go into the tag ranks more.
Gotcha.
And Taka kind of does his own thing.
Gotcha. But yeah, this is another short match. Good. Not really gonna be that memorable, but good, entertaining to watch.
Yeah, it does its part.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have Triple H against Owen Hart.
Yep. And Chyna is handcuffed
to
Sergeant Slaughter.
Yeah, and of course that doesn't work.
No.
Eventually she just throws powder in his eyes. Punches him out.
And they find the longest
that's
handcuffs.
Those are not standard issue.
No. Where'd that powder come from?
She just had it.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Just ripped it open.
Yes, I said Owen Hart spears him right away. They kind of jump right in. And I didn't really write a lot about this match. That she still keeps interfering. Yeah,
it's fine.
It's fine.
A fine match. Yeah, it's nothing great. But yeah, in the end, Triple H wins, which probably this feud could have ended with Owen Hart winning here.
Really?
Yeah.
How long does this feud go on?
A little bit more, but it changes. Okay. It takes some changes along the way.
Some twists and turns.
Yes.
We'll cover that as the year progresses.
Yes.
Is that some foreshadowing?
Yes, it would be.
Does it get better or worse?
More
interesting or less interesting?
More interesting.
Okay, good. I'm all for that, 'cause it's not really doing much for me right now.
So then we have Mark Marrow and Sable against Goldust and Luna.
Yeah, and this is when we were watching the match. I said I would save this question, but what happened to Luna? Is she still alive?
She's no longer with us now. She died not that long ago, I think. 2010.
Okay.
Yeah. She would have been 48
when she died.
Yeah.
That's really young.
Oh yeah.
What happened? Was it?
Probably drugs. I think they always talked about her battling her demons. Yeah, an overdose of oxycodone and benzodiazepine.
Okay.
So yeah, not good. She was from a wrestling family, and remember the Shawn Michaels Diesel match where they pulled the leg off the guy?
Oh yeah.
That was her, either her uncle or her dad. Forgot.
Got it. Okay.
There were two Vashons, and she was
one of them.
The product of one of them.
Gotcha. I remember that one.
Yes.
Sounds good.
But yeah, so this match though, it shows that Sable is over.
Yes.
As the crowd is molten hot for anything she does, and even
it's a mixed tag match.
Yes, mixed tag, so it's supposed to be just men versus men.
Yeah.
Girls versus girls. But then even Mark Mero, who's very heelish coming into this match. He like wrestles the match as like a face and is like smiling and having a good time with it.
Oh yeah, he's enjoying it. But like there's a lot of teasing, and then it's kind of an awkward start. Yeah, because I think the guys don't really remember rules.
Yeah, they kind of just are working like a standard thing, like, oh, if I'm getting hurt in a tag by my partner, I should tag. But they forget that totally changes the match.
Yes. But yeah, so they have Sable getting good hits, and you're right. The crowd loves it. Luna like sells it.
Yeah, Luna is like
she's doing like most of the work.
Yeah, exactly. She is definitely flopping like anything Sable does. She's selling all over the place.
But yeah, the crowd loves it. You know, Sable pins Luna, and she and Mero get the win.
Yeah, and I mean, she does. You know, Sable does do her part though. She does. I mean, like.
Yeah, she
some of the moves Luna does, but like the TKO at the end, she has to pick up Luna on her back and spin her around.
I'm not saying she does nothing.
Right. No, I mean, that was definitely Luna carrying her, but... And then I've heard like on podcasts them talking about this, like, after they got back, everyone would be like, oh, Sable, great job. And Luna was like always fuming because no one would give her credit because they just wanted to, you know, tell the pretty one that she did good. So it was kind of like art imitating life as for the storyline itself. Like,
oh, poor Luna. Although if you're gonna commit to a look like that.
She's not like she knew what.
Or I don't know. I don't need to like. Maybe that wasn't her idea. But.
I mean, she played that character for like her whole career, so I think she was.
Gotcha.
She knew what she was doing.
All right, fair enough.
And then I think we might have skipped over the Jennifer Flowers.
Interview. I don't know. Walk out, but I don't think we watched the actual interview.
Oh, okay.
Well, I've seen her walk out.
So The Rock gives an interview with Jennifer Flowers in the back.
Oh no, I think we did watch it.
Yeah, we did. I'm not sure where exactly it was, because it's not right before their match.
Oh, okay.
But anyways, and yeah, it's just The Rock working more on his heel character.
Yep.
I mean, by this point, he's pretty much the next night at least, he's probably like the number 2 heel in the company, so he is definitely climbing the ranks. Yeah, and then we have The Rock versus Ken Shamrock, which features.
Did they like for Jennifer Flowers? They just kind of like shoehorn her in, or do they even? Like, they're teasing her like leading up to it, or anything?
Not. I mean, they had her show up like on Raw and being like, "I'm coming," but it wasn't like.
Did people care?
No, I don't think so. It was just kind of. It was just they wanted like. They had Mike Tyson, they had Pete Rose, so they were going for like the controversy, like filled
1998 controversy.
Yes.
Huh. All right.
So they had her, and she was like 3rd on the list of most famous like
I'm sure they put
affairs
they put like a wish list together, and they just kind of saw.
Yeah, I mean Paula Jones.
Budget, who called them back?
I think Paula Jones is still like actively suing Clinton, so there was probably, and Monica Lewinsky was just starting to like come out.
Yeah.
Like the Star Report I remember was like August of '98.
I feel like I should go back and revisit all that because at the time, you know, I was in 8th grade, so I was like vaguely knew what was going on, but didn't quite understand everything. So
I didn't get all the Sting jokes on like Saturday Night Live. I kind of got it, but not all the way.
Yeah, that's a different podcast.
Though. Yes.
But, yeah, I wonder if I'll have to look at some resources. I think you're wrong about what if they've done a lot about that. But anyways, all right. So then it goes to The Rock versus Ken Shamrock.
Yep,
and this is crazy eyes.
Yeah, so he comes out with the crazy eyes, and this match goes under 5 minutes.
Yep.
It is just Ken Shamrock pretty much killing The Rock.
Yep.
The Rock gets one like chair shot in, but it basically just makes Ken Shamrock even angrier.
Yeah. It's like don't provoke him. Oh yeah. So this is like Ken Shamrock just wins right away, but he starts suplexing everybody in the Nation Domination. But then. The ref disqualifies him. I wrote down the ref disqualified Ken for being crazy. He goes after The Rock again.
Yep, pretty much. So yeah, the Nation comes in, Ken Shamrock throws them all around. Farouk comes out and then like gets back off the apron. Like screw this.
And
then
I did not leave the south side for this.
Then all the refs come out, and it's all the refs that have never been seen before and look a lot beefier than the normal referees that get suplexed around, and eventually. After The Rock's getting wheeled away on the stretcher, they reveal that The Rock is actually the winner.
Yes.
So he gets to hold up the belt while bleeding on the stretcher, and then Ken Shamrock comes and attacks him even more.
Yep. So yeah, that was a good little interlude.
Yeah, and it keeps both of them like
Relevant,
still on their upward trajectory where Ken Shamrock won, but The Rock kept the belt because...
How many different belts are there?
At this time, there's the World, IC, European, and Light Heavyweight, and Tag title.
Okay. And why is it called the European?
Basically, they want a prop title to give the British Bulldog.
But then if it's Triple H, it's Owen Hart's from Canada.
Yeah,
that's still not Europe.
It's still got... Eventually, it just became like the third singles belt.
Gotcha. Because, yeah, I mean, when you're going through I didn't want to interrupt you because you had your time with me, but I thought about that while you're saying...
Yeah, the European title came around like a year earlier. And they did start doing like their European pay-per-views around that time.
Got it.
So I think the idea was like to always have it be built for that. But then when the British Bulldog left, it kind of just became the mid-card title, and it didn't really have any special significance.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool. Yeah, so that was, so a lot of punching very cool. This isn't really like a match. This is just him like nuts.
Destroying people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But then we get to our casket
dumpster match. Cactus Jack and Chainsaw Charlie, although it's not just Terry Funk.
He kind of gave up on
that.
that.
He's not wearing the stocking or the... He does still have the suspenders, but
I think
he has the Terry Funk t-shirt underneath.
I was going to say, I think he just wears that all the time.
Yes, exactly.
So, they all start... Well, of course I wrote, surprise, there's no chains or bells or whistles yet. Like, at the beginning, I mean, I guess I used to... All that stuff coming out like immediately, but I think it took them about 2 minutes.
Yeah, they had plenty of
seconds.
weapons in the garbage can, and
yeah. Oh, and then it ends not even in the arena.
Of course.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would not pass safety training. Yeah, I also said, why is the crowd so quiet? No one seemed to care about this match.
Yeah, I think there was a lot of people that were just there for the Steve Austin, Mike Tyson, Like, this was the point where they were getting a lot of casual fans, and the casual fans only care really about the main events.
That
scene. And also just, it's kind of a special, like, the ending is in the back, and I don't know.
That's a good point.
How big, like, I'm sure they showed it on the big screen, but it's not like now where they have, multiple huge video boards.
Right.
It was probably just the scoreboard of the Fleet Center, which...
Probably not that big.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But no, I think it's a good, hard-hitting match. They do plenty of crazy weapon spots.
Yeah. Well, what year was the Mick Foley and Rock one? They like wrestle around the whole arena. Is that
That's 99.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's like performance art.
Yes. That is quite a thing.
Yeah. So, but yeah, they can carry Mick Foley can really carry a match anywhere.
Yeah, and they have the nice spot where Billy Gunn and Cactus Jack are on top of the ladder. Terry Funk gets bumped into the ladder and falls off, and they both go through the dumpster lids.
Yes.
And then Terry Funk gets powerbombed through the lids into the dumpster.
Yeah, it didn't feel good. But then he gets his revenge because he's driving them.
Yes. So they fight in the back, and Cactus Jack starts throwing the Outlaws into giant surge bottles.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, very 1998.
Yes.
And then, like I said, I don't know how they got a waiver for this one, but then so Chainsaw Charlie picks them up on a fork truck.
Yep.
And lifts up the fork truck and quote unquote dumps.
Dumps
Okay, they pretty much jump.
Yeah. Well, Cactus kind of rolls them off.
Yeah.
You see his hand at one point.
Right. Into a dumpster backstage.
Yeah.
And then he kind of bangs the lid with
the
fork.
Terry Funk is very happy that he got the sons of bitches Cactus.
Yes. So yeah, it was quite the ending.
Yep.
But yeah, Terry Funk and Mick Foley. Because they lost the last match, right? Well, against New Age Outlaws at No Way Out of Texas.
No, they won that. They were part of the 8-man tag match.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Well, they're still on top.
Yep, they're still
New Age
winning.
Outlaws gotta learn.
Yep.
I wonder how do the New Age Outlaws feel about always going against them?
I think they knew it was good because it was like...
Two really popular people.
Yeah, it wasn't just like...
Two scrubs.
Any tag team. It was two pretty well known.
That's true. Gotcha. Okay. And then, speaking of the controversial characters, we had Jennifer Flowers, and then now we have Pete Rose
Yep.
come out for really no reason at all.
Well, he's going to do ring introductions for the big Kane Undertaker match.
He was.
Yep. But then he makes too many jokes about the Red Sox.
Mm-hmm.
And
a lot of jokes. Well, yeah.
Apparently Kane doesn't like these jokes because Kane comes out and gives him a tombstone, which is hilarious.
Yeah. But it works for him, I guess.
Yeah. He attacks anyone, so...
Yeah, I mean, it works for the spot. Like, they didn't try and overcomplicate it.
No, it's not nothing too elaborate.
Mm-hmm.
Guy comes out, guy gets tombstoned.
Yep.
And then The Undertaker, not one to be outdone by entrances, has all of his druids come out to light the way to...
Who are the druids? Any unknowns that we...
Not for this one. I know when they do it again at WrestleMania 20, it was like John Moxley was one of them, and in recent years, there's always been a couple like NXT guys.
I was thinking of Triple H's at WrestleMania 30.
Right.
Like Sasha and Charlotte Flair are all helping. But
but no one really known at this one.
And like I said, just knowing the Undertaker's WrestleMania streak, I kind of knew who was going to win this one. Oh, I also wrote down for whatever reason, what is Paul Bearer's real name?
William Moody. Yes.
Surprised they didn't use the Moody.
Yeah, well, he was... For a long time, he was in, Texas and stuff. He went as Percy Pringle the third.
Oh.
So it was kind of like...
Fancy boy?
A fancy boy, yeah. And then when he came to WWF and they found out that he was actually... had a mortician's license.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh, why?
Because he did that when he was younger, I guess. And they were like, oh, he'd be perfect for The Undertaker.
Oh, yeah. Synergies.
Yeah.
That's good. But interesting. I didn't know he was a real mortician.
Yeah, and then it got spun into his backstory that he worked at The Undertaker's parents' funeral home, and
obviously
there was a horrible fire, and he saved Kane, and we get more into that backstory as the year goes on.
Okay. It's like that brewery in Grand Rapids that used to be a
funeral home.
I feel like they should do some promos there. Do they have a Paul Bearer beer?
I don't think so.
Oh, that's
amazing.
That'd be great.
Nice stout.
Yeah, or in a labo with him his black and white makeup. But anyways, and then I also wrote down, did Undertaker ever do steroids? Because he was always he was never beefy,
I don't think so. He was
jacked.
Yeah,
this was like Ken Shamrock level proportions.
Right.
Like his proportions didn't look like he ever did.
Right, and he never. I mean, he wore tights in WCW and stuff, and never had abs or anything.
Yeah.
He was just a big beefy guy.
Big, tall. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he ever did, because he was never even really cut too much.
Right. He can move though. For a guy that size, as I said,
speed.
He really launched himself in that Spanish announce table.
Yeah, this was the first. I think from this point on, it kind of becomes his annual WrestleMania dive
into the Spanish announce table.
Well, not always there, but yeah, the first one.
And the one guy, and the announcer, dramatically flops.
Yeah, he's always flops out. Pretends like his little fish out of water.
Yeah. That's good, but yeah, they, like I said, they obviously, Undertaker obviously wins, but then I said they keep fighting.
Yeah.
And Kane gets one more shot in.
Right, and this was kind of originally it was...
We've seen a lot of moves onto chairs.
Yeah. Well, it hurts more.
Yes. Well, that actually I might believe, versus using the ropes for leverage. I can believe that getting powerbombed or tombstoned onto a metal steel chair.
Yes.
Well, not steel, but you know what I
mean. Yeah. But, so, originally it seemed like Kane was just going to be, a couple-month character to be, the monster of the week for The Undertaker. And, yeah, 25 years later, he'll still probably show up at WrestleMania or something this year. Yeah. But, I mean, it was good that he stuck around for a while.
Yeah.
It definitely...
It's good.
He made the character a lot more than it was originally supposed to be.
Got it. Yeah. Let's just be complaining about him. He definitely moves the storyline.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm sure the Undertaker would like to get in more of a regular spot too.
Yeah, and I think everyone's always said the thing about Kane is he's the safest wrestler.
That's good.
So
yeah.
That's why he had a job for so long, I think.
That's good. But yeah, then they kind of hypes up to the main match.
We
got our third notorious 1998 celebrities. It's got to be some list of 1998 notorious. We'll look that up. Hang on.
Well, none of these things happened in 1998, though. Like Pete Rose was in 1990.
True. All right, never mind.
Mike Tyson was 97.
Yeah, another thing that I remember watching and like being grossed out by that happened.
Okay. The pay-per-view?
Like clips of it. Okay. No, like I was not watching.
Well, I don't know. I thought maybe your dad ordered the pay-per-view or something.
I mean, maybe, but I wasn't watching it with him. Like just seeing all the clips afterwards was like, ugh.
Right. Well, that's the thing. I remember like the year before, the first time it was Mike Tyson versus Evander Holyfield. Like SportsCenter would just have like the graphic up for the picture, and then like the reporter would call in at the end of the round and like say what happened, and then you'd have to wait 3 more minutes.
Should we go to Insider.com's biggest celebrity scandals and stories of the 1990s, or celebrity scandals in the 1990s from Newsweek?
I think that's very wide-standing. Also, the whole 1990s.
Yeah, well, you said.
We'll be like OJ.
The mayor. Okay, the first one is the mayor of Washington D.C. is nabbed in the FBI sting.
Oh, Marion Barry.
Crack. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and then he got reelected.
Did he?
Yeah.
All right. Oh. Donald Trump and Ivana. Okay. Anyways, I'll look at this later.
Yeah, I think it's pretty long and.
Good. This is like a little trip down memory lane. July 1990 is Roseanne Barr singing the Star Spangled Banner.
Oh yeah, that ties in.
Wasn't the worst version of the 90s. Now they've heard the DX version. So, oh yeah, I did get distracted, and I didn't write a lot of notes because we already watched this one.
Yeah, we did watch this. Yeah.
It was just Shawn Michaels shows his butt.
Yep.
Mike Tyson kind of turns on what they thought he was going to do. I mean, you can tell Shawn Michaels is not.
Yeah, there's a few times where he is very wincing, and this is the last match we will see of him in 1998. The last time he wrestles for 4 years.
And why does he keep going? Just push through it, or like, and if you're Steve Austin, like, how do you like adjust to that? Like, I think Steve Austin probably knew. He was
and I mean, Steve Austin's still coming back off a broken neck, so both of them are trying to.
So did they ever change? I guess unless they're like, I guess they thought they were injured enough to like push it and move it on, right?
Right. Yeah. Like Shawn Michaels doesn't wrestle after the Royal Rumble till this match, so they were like putting everything on him being able to show up and do this match at least.
It was okay. It was kind of like take your don't waste your time at like other.
Right. Yeah. Like I remember seeing a house show 2 weeks beforehand, and the main event was Steve Austin versus Triple H. Like Triple H started wrestling the house shows.
Gotcha.
It probably would have been that anyways, but I don't know if it would have been like some sort of tag match or something. I don't remember the original advertised match, but it was definitely, and I know the next night at Madison Square Garden they did the same card. I also saw a Billy Gunn versus Cactus Jack match where they used salad tongs as a weapon.
How do you use salad tongs?
Yeah, grab a guy's balls by him.
Yep, that'll do it. Wait, you went to Madison Square Garden and
saw this match? No. This was at the Rosemont Horizon.
I was going to say.
But then the next day they had, like, the house shows were usually the same.
Like repeats.
Time to time, yeah.
Gotcha. Salad tongs, eh?
Yeah. Right. So, anyways, Mike Tyson comes out with his own remix version of the DX music.
Mm-hmm. As his whole entourage.
Yep. And then they go to the back and have the heartbeat music for both guys as they come out.
Yep.
Very serious entrances.
Mm-hmm. No, it was, yeah. I mean, it's a good match.
Yeah. I think it's really good.
Let's go back. Just kind of what we already said about it.
Right, yeah. It does kind of set like the new standard for like a brawling style main event where they do go towards the back and use the drum set cut.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
And then, go back into the ring. But, they were done singing. They weren't going to sing if they won anyway, so.
That's true. So, yeah, no, good show. Good show. A lot of good moments. I mean, a lot of not great moments.
Yeah, there's some.
But I'm kind of learning now, like the pacing a little bit more. This is definitely different, right, than the normal way that you've structured this. So.
Yeah, and
I do like the continuity though. Like I said, I'm kind of picking up from month to month what's going on.
And this is a time when WrestleMania was the same amount of time as the other pay-per-views. It's
not so much
7 hours.
That's true. Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you for that.
Which I mean,
watch a 7 hour.
Even kind of that change, like 5, 6, and 7 were all like 3.5
really hours,
but then for a while they got back to the standard like 2 hours 40 minutes.
Yeah. No, I think this is good length.
Yeah. All right, so let's rank this, and then we'll get to the post WrestleMania Raw.
Okay, so what are we supposed to do?
All right, so just
is it ranking or rating?
Just rating.
Rating.
Yeah, out of 10. So you gave Rumble a 9, and No Way Out a 7.5.
That was too high. So I was gonna say 8.5. Can I go back and change the Rumble maybe at some point?
Sure.
It will be Yankee swap rules where we'll watch the Royal Rumble at the end. Get another chance at it. Yeah, put WrestleMania 8.5 for me.
Okay. I am going to go with a 9 for WrestleMania.
Okay.
I think it's one of those shows where it's like the sum is greater than the whole of the part, is it?
The sum is greater than the parts. Like together it's better than
yes. Like there's no great like top 10 match of all time, but
gotcha.
every match does its part and like builds something up. It's nothing's like a throwaway.
Yeah, that's true. Every part has a purpose.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I buy that.
So I think it's. I mean, there's other WrestleManias I'd rank higher just because they have better matches and stuff, but this definitely isn't one
as a show
that falls down too much.
Gotcha.
As a top WrestleMania.
Gotcha. Yeah.
All right, and then for matches, what were your
our top two, right?
Yeah.
Well, the Steve Austin, Shawn Michaels one, of course.
Yeah.
Not the 30-man tag, not the band singing. I don't have like a clear second one. I do like Chainsaw. I like Mick Foley, so I might just go with Chainsaw.
I would have that.
Really?
Second also.
Oh, is your first one also the Steve Austin?
Yeah.
I figure that's kind of like a no-brainer.
I'll just put dumpster tag.
Yeah. We'll know what it means.
Yep. All right, and we'll take a short break, and we'll come back for our look at the post-WrestleMania Raw.
Okay. Yeah. Bye.
The baddest man on the planet. The toughest SOB in the World Wrestling Federation.
I want a piece of Mike Tyson's
The reigning WWF champion.
You're gonna get an whooping from HBK.
In the event that will rock the sports world.
Oh, hell yeah.
Michaels, Austin, Tyson. The first ever X-rated WrestleMania. Presented live by M&M's. Tonight on pay-per-view.
And we're back, and the WWF was back the next night in Albany, New York.
Short drive over from Boston.
From Boston, I guess.
Well, relatively.
Yeah, I'm sure it's not too bad.
Yeah.
And anyways, so this was like, the Attitude Era had started, but this was like the official kickoff. Like, well, the show starts with Vince McMahon walking down to the ring with the new WWF title with the Attitude logo on it. And later we see the new Intercontinental title with the Attitude logo on it.
170 miles from Boston to Albany. So
Okay.
not bad.
Not too bad.
Anyways.
Although if you have like the WrestleMania party after the post party.
Yeah, it's going to be
It's going to be a long drive that next morning.
Yes. Anyways.
So this is like.
Oh, Steve Austin gets sent to jail.
Yes. Well, so Vince McMahon comes out and introduces Steve Austin, and Steve Austin right away looks at the belt he's holding and the bigger belt and drops the old one and takes the new one. And Vince McMahon talks about how if they work together, they can be very successful together, and they'll be a great team. And he loves him, man. And Steve Austin kind of calls that out, but.
Oh yeah, that moment where that was a little overdrawn.
Yeah,
but people liked it. So.
Yeah, I mean it was still 1998, so
right.
Saying that a guy loved another guy was silly.
That was very silly, worthy of ridicule.
Yeah. So then Vince tells Steve Austin that one way or the other way he has to work with Vince, and Steve Austin thinks about it and of course gives Vince a stunner.
Bird, yeah. Oh yeah, the stunner and a double bird.
Yes. And then celebrates, and then we see Vince McMahon recuperating in the back, and he decides that he wants to call the cops.
Yes, he's so upset.
Yes.
It's a very official policeman.
Yes.
To show up.
And like a Ford, a Crown Vic, but with no separator in the back. There's the siren is literally just like stuck on the front. Yeah. So I'm not sure how official any of this is.
No, I'm gonna say none at all.
Yeah, I mean sometimes they would do these and have actual cops, but I don't know, maybe Albany was like, we're not sparing cops.
Right, we have real.
There's always plenty of Rosemont cops around for shows at the Allstate Arena. I'll let you know that.
Okay, well, I mean they're kind of like a auxiliary Chicago anyways. That's fine. I mean, Rosemont's not that big. Right. Like Rosemont, I'd say like 90% of the square footage is the area of Rosemont is the arena.
Yeah, and the Target.
And and that little strip mall with the Target. And
the weed store now.
The Chipotle and the Starbucks.
Oh yeah.
Across the street from the Target. That's pretty much it. They don't have a lot of area to maintain.
To watch over. So but then, they arrest Steve Austin, and of course, Vince McMahon is yelling at him as he gets arrested, and Austin tackles him into the locker setup that they have there.
Right.
And then, so that's like the main story throughout like the first hour, I would say. It's just that, and then Steve Austin calls in even later.
Yeah. His one
call. He decides to call Jim. He has a direct line to JR, I guess.
Yeah. Where's JR's phone?
I think they say it was like routed through the switchboard or something in the production truck.
Obviously.
But Steve Austin has that number memorized.
Right. Well, we all had more numbers memorized in 1998. But...
And to be fair, he always was calling in to... if he wasn't on Raw, he was usually calling in and complaining. So it's actually believable that I assume the production truck phone number would remain the same. I don't know how that uplink worked in 1998.
Couldn't tell you. So that... And then D-Generation X got some new members.
So, actually first, The Rock is going to team with Farouk.
Oh, yeah.
Against Ken Shamrock and Steve Blackman, with The Rock's ankle still hurting from the night before. And he walks out on the Farouk, and his team loses. But then Farouk says he wants to fight The Rock right now. So they come in and tussle a little bit, but the Nation separates them.
They all back up. They all back The Rock.
Yeah.
They all turn on Farouk.
Yeah, so The Rock gives him the people's eyebrow. That's the signal.
Eyebrow. That's the signal? The
yeah,
eyebrow?
The raised eyebrow, yeah. Because right after that, D'Lo attacks. And
yeah, that's true.
They all put the boots to Farouk, and The Rock is now the new ruler
of the Nation.
Of the Nation of Domination.
They starts going out to The Rock says.
Yes.
The Rock says.
Still the Nation prime beat, but yeah. So that's how he got that music. It just kind of kept evolving from.
You're right. It does
Nation
sound like
music.
The Nation of Domination music.
Like it gets a little more.
Like the stronger bass line.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
So.
The tune is pretty much the same.
Yeah.
And then so then DX Triple H comes out and says that Shawn Michaels dropped the ball. Mm-hmm. That he was.
Oh yeah.
He was saying like, can we trust this guy? And he was always told, don't worry about it, but. Shawn Michaels was wrong.
Yeah, you couldn't trust Mike Tyson, you mean?
Right.
Yeah.
And he declares himself the new leader of DX and introduces the Kid, as he's called for this night, the 1-2-3 Kid.
Yes.
Who had just been in WCW for the past year and a half.
Okay.
And he was part of the NWO. He was called Six, because he was the sixth member of DX.
Okay.
And it was always
DX.
the NWO.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was always like him, Nash, and Hall were like their own segment of the NWO. Because they were like
teams.
They were the cool heels.
They're also cool.
Well, compared to Hulk Hogan.
Good point. All right. Because Hulk Hogan's already like cheesy AF at this point.
Yeah. So they were the cool, edgy heels.
Oh yeah.
Say swear words.
Ooh yes.
Kevin Nash would always wear like a do-rag and look like 1993 hip hop videos.
Not a great look for him.
But yeah, but this was like a huge thing at the time that he had been injured in WCW and had just been fired like 2 weeks before this.
Oh, okay.
And
they snapped him up pretty quick.
Yeah. And he doesn't wrestle until June, but they wanted him to come in and
kind of make a presence.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And then so yeah, that's the first new member of DX, and they said that there will be more by the end of the night. And then we find out that we have to have a tag title rematch because last night it wasn't the official dumpster.
That's right. It's the wrong
and
dumpster.
the New Age was now the best lawyers in Albany, New York, apparently, who get the match thrown out.
Yes.
We have to have a cage match now to determine the undisputed tag team champions.
Obviously. But that gets a little messy.
Yeah.
You want to talk about that whole match?
So it starts like it's just a crazy brawl right from the get-go. You get a slingshot into the cage.
I did like that. Terry Funk gets
handcuffed by his neck. Yeah.
Which is terrifying. And I saw how loose it was.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. But
it's still not great. Yeah.
Not great.
Well, he was hurting pretty bad. They show like the bruise that he had on his back. So
his whole lower back.
He only wrestles like 2 minutes and then they just kind of cuff him to the cage. So he can't really do much.
Yeah.
Because he probably should not have been wrestling.
Right.
I mean, for one thing, he's 53. Just that alone. But also, he has at least a bruised kidney or something.
It's not great.
Yeah. But then, even with Terry Funk handcuffed, it looks like Cactus Jack is going to make the comeback. He's got both the Outlaws reeling, and then as he's climbing the cage, the kid comes and hits him in the head twice with the chair.
Oh, yeah.
And then the Outlaws
got
a
lot of shots. Stuffed
pile driver onto the chair,
which
they get the win. And then the rest of DX comes in and they attack, mainly Cactus Jack.
Right. Mick Foley gets a little bit.
Yeah, he gets torn up, and it's kind of setting up that this is the new DX and they're stronger than ever.
Yeah.
Because now they have the tag champs as well.
They're growing.
Yep, bigger.
So now it's Shawn Michaels, the Kid.
Shawn Michaels is out.
Triple H, Chyna, the Kid, then
the New Age Outlaws.
Yeah.
Yep, and they will. Well, their roles are going to change a little bit over the next couple shows.
They're just kind of like WWE's answer to the New World Order, you think?
Yeah, I mean, kind of, because the NWO is more about like invading. This is more about being just like assholes.
Got it.
Kind of like they're not.
You're right.
Trying to like take over so much. They're just kind of like
really
chaos.
Yeah.
Especially without Shawn Michaels, it becomes more of like sophomore hijinks.
Got it. Yep.
Compared to like just the bad guy who's running things. Because Triple H isn't at that level yet.
No, they're just saying silly things.
Yes.
Well, look at that coat.
That is a thing. All right, but so this was...
Watching some March Madness here, people.
This was kind of the beginning of the Raw after WrestleMania being like a very important one.
Watch, yeah.
Like before...
It's a continuation of the show, essentially.
Yeah, before it had, like, there had been one or two big things the night after, but this was like, there was 4 big things, and we could have even watched, they continue the Sable Luna feud.
Oh.
LOD is their first, like, just a squash match to show they're back. There's a lot on this show, and it starts rolling towards the next, not so much the next pay-per-view, but just the next angle is going to be Austin versus McMahon.
Oh, yeah.
And that'll
be some good, some good fodder. I'm looking forward to that.
Yep, we will continue that as we head toward Unforgiven in April.
I was going to ask, Unforgiven.
Yeah, and that's late April. It's kind of, it was become more of a backlash was the April pay-per-view for a while, but this was their first stab at Unforgiven.
Okay.
So yeah,
all right.
Pretty good show.
We'll see. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I don't think you'll say it compares to WrestleMania, but this is the time when you'll see the off-month pay-per-views.
Got it.
Sometimes the main event's good, but the lower part of the card could use a little work. Yeah.
All right. Fair enough.
But we will see that next time. As for now, enjoy WrestleMania season.